Welcome back, members. Mr. Aldo back at you again from the San Pedro Boys and Girls Club. I'm gonna show you guys how to hit for golf. First things first though, first rule, unspoken rule you gotta know is that even if you're not the best golfer, you kinda gotta look like the best golfer. You know what I'm saying? You see the fresh kicks right here? Huh? You gotta make looking bad look good sometimes, because golf is not easy. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience. So, I'm gonna show you guys how to hit your driver, your pitching wedge, your 9-iron, and your 6-iron. So let's get into it. We gotta stretch. We gotta make sure we don't pull any muscles out here. So the stretches that I like to do first to start the day is I grab my 6-iron and I just get my feet together, legs straight, go down as far as you can or touch your toes or the ground, and just count to 10. Switch it up. Switch it up, left over right. Feet, shoulders width. You can hold the golf club. Right hand on your left shoulder, left hand on your right shoulder, and you just turn. Keep your feet stationary. This is also good for your swing. When you start swinging, you use your chest as well. And that's how you follow through. Now that we're nice and warm, stretched out, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start off with our driver. Now for your driver, you need a rubber tee. I use a 3-inch rubber tee. It only costs $1 at your local golf driving range, golf course. This one cost me $1. You might find it for less. You could buy a couple on eBay or some other website that'll sell multiple for even cheaper. You're ready to go. Now my driver is top notch, but it doesn't make me that much better. So it's okay, again, patience. Now the way you line up to your driver is your longest stick. So you gotta be a little bit further apart than the rest. Just move this aside real quick. The way I line up, to make sure that ball is just above the top of your driver when you lay it down. You gotta hold it. Oh, let me show you guys how to hold the driver first, okay? So, kind of like a fake water gun. Put your thumb down, keep your index finger out, your pointer finger out, and with your pinky, so I'm a righty. So your left hand goes on top, right locks in, thumb lined up, close. And that's how you hold the golf club. Okay? The way you swing a golf club, obviously you set up to the ball, but if you see my wrist, you always break the wrist first. You're supposed to break the wrist, keep your left arm straight if you're a righty. If you're a lefty, you keep your right arm straight, just vice versa. Keep it as straight as you can, bring it back, and you follow through. Your front foot should remain stationary. Your back foot on the follow through should turn in. See how that front foot stays stationary? Now you start off your driver, you're leaning back. But on your follow through, go all the way forward, you push it back. Now, that ball is supposed to be lined up with your front foot. The reason that is because you're hitting the ball on impact on your way up, not hitting it back here. If you're hitting the ball back here, it's just gonna go ground. You're gonna hit the ground too. So again, you're gonna line up your driver. I like to just feel it nice and soft where I'm gonna aim. Feet straight, shoulders straight. Everything is nice and balanced. Take a small step forward, big step back, lean back a little bit, break your wrist, keep your left arm straight, and let it ride. Now, after I warm up on the driving range before I go out on the golf course, I warm up first of all with the driver, and then I use my next biggest club, which is my 6-iron. Well, actually it's a 3-wood, but out of my irons, it's the 6-iron. I use my 6-iron a whole lot. Now, typically your 6-iron should go about 130 yards. I'm a little bit buffer, you know, so mine goes about 150, 145. So, start off with your 6-iron. I like to pull the ball out first, and then we're gonna line up our feet. Now, this is completely different than your driver. Your driver, you want that ball to be lined up with your front foot, but your 6-iron, the irons, once you're using your irons, you gotta be towards your back foot, okay? So you want your 6-iron to be right in the middle. And remember, your toes gotta be lined up. So the way that I think of it is your toes will be pointing in the direction of where you want that ball to go. So if my toes are not lined up, they're lined up like this, that ball is gonna pull left. If my right foot is behind my front foot, that ball is gonna go on a slice. It's gonna go right. So, set your ball down. This is your club face. You gotta make sure that club face is facing where you wanna hit it. Luckily for me, if you could see right here, it actually marks where my thumb should go. Now, I'm a little bit of a shorter guy, so I might have to choke down a little bit, but luckily I've been practicing long enough where I could just put my thumbs right there, okay? Remember, right in the middle, in between my feet, a little bit closer to my back. Toes are lined up, measure it out. What I do a lot when I swing back, you see my front knee kind of goes out a little bit. That's good though, because I have to keep my foot stationary. So I can't just keep it straight and try to swing like that. You gotta bend a little bit. Line up, break your wrist, keep that left arm straight back, closer. If it doesn't feel right, you could always take a step back, take a few practice swings. That's what I like to do. I like to feel the ground too, feel the turf. Because if you get a little bit of ground, it's actually a good thing. You want to get that ball on your way up, make it flush. You don't want to get the top of it. You don't want to get under it so that it just goes up. You want to get it just right flush. So you want to hit a little bit of ground. Again, line up, toes straight, break your wrist, left arm straight, and let it ride. Next up, I'm gonna use our 9-iron. I love hitting the 9-iron. Why? Because it's a much shorter club than your 6-iron. So let me just compare them for you. Look at this difference. See that difference in length? That 9-iron is a lot shorter, so it's a lot easier for me to play it. Now your 9-iron should typically go around 100 yards. Again, I'm pretty buff, as you can tell. My 9-iron goes about 110, 115. Now, the higher the number of iron, the further back, closer it should be to your back leg. So when you line up, that ball should be very close to the inside of your back foot, okay? So that also means that you can't be this far to hit it. The shorter the club, the closer you have to get. Now you're gonna have to try this a few times to make sure that you're comfortable with the distance. Go out to the driving range, again, something like $8 to get a nice bucket of balls and just get out there. Very therapeutic, very calm. I love going to the driving range. Walk up, get nice and close, measure it up. That face gotta be on your come down. That face gotta hit the ball. Oh, my toes are not too lined up. Okay, good. Remember, break the wrist, keep that left arm straight. Now, once you swing at your finish, it should feel like you didn't even hit anything. That means you hit the ball flush, going directly where you want it to. So, if you're all lined up, let it ride. And that's how you hit your 9-iron, my favorite iron. Last and definitely not least, your pitching wedge. Now, your pitching wedge, you sometimes when you're about 30 yards out, I like to punch the ball, boom. Punch it right there, get a lot of ground, and when you follow through on the ball, it'll give it a nice chip. It's called chipping. Now, pitching wedge though, typically should go about 90 yards. Again, I'm really buff, so mine goes about 95. Now your pitching wedge, if you check out the angle, you see how it's a lot further down, it's a further lie. So that means that when you hit the ball, it's gonna go straight up. It's not gonna carry as far as the other irons. So let me just compare it. Check out the angles in these, okay? See the difference? That pitching wedge is gonna scoop it and send it up high. So if you need to get out of a bunker, out of a sand trap, this is what you use. There's also a sandwich that I like to use, but that is a little more advanced. We're still in the beginning stages, okay? I know I'm throwing a lot of terms out there for you, but once you start playing and practicing, you will get used to it. You will understand the terminology. And if you guys ever want to borrow some clubs, we have plenty here at the Boys and Girls Club. Call us up, we'll set some aside for you. We have plenty of golf clubs just so that you can practice at home. Again, when I practice, and people laugh at me for this, sometimes I go into a room and I just naturally, without anything in my hands, I line up, get my arms together like I have a golf club, and I just practice. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I love golf so much. Practice. So, here we go with our pitching wedge. Now, your pitching wedge is a higher number. It's not even a number, it's higher than your 9. So you want it a little bit closer to your back foot, even closer to the back, okay? And a little bit closer to the ball. Hold the golf club, get your practice in. And remember, when you're using your irons, you don't want to lean back. You want to lean forward. And that's exactly why my knee pops out a lot, my front knee. Measure it up, break the wrist. Remember to keep your left arm straight, chest out, head down, and then you're just gonna let it ride. Here we go. See how that went straight up? That's exactly what it's supposed to do. As always, it's been my pleasure to show you these basic beginner technique skills for golf and all the other fun sports that we've gone through together. Hope you guys are watching. You guys come back. Hope you're ready to get some of these golf clubs so that we could come out here on the golf cage together and I can show you some more techniques. It's been my honor. You guys stay safe out there. See you on the funny pages.